It's really interesting. So we're talking about data. I'm going to pass the baton over to Ronnie from Arcadis. She's the climate resiliency practice lead for Arcadis and is based here in New York and doing some excellent work here in New York. But I'll let her moderate the discussion. With Kelly, who's the other startup who are fellow Techstars Arcadis City of 2030 Accelerator classmates of ours. So really great people. But I'll let Ronnie moderate that discussion, maybe starting with Kelly, and then we can start fielding some questions for Kelly and Julia.
Perfect. Thank you, Jose. First, Kelly, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit more about Data for Good, mission control, and a little bit more about what's going on?
Yes, of course. Thank you all for having me. Thank you, Jose. It's a very great job to host such events, so thank you very much. I'm Kelly. I'm founder of the Global Sustainable Enterprise System. That's a measurement system for sustainability for organizations, but also local and central governments. And in the longer term, we started Data for Good in February 2020 to be World's Mission Control Center. And we adapted Data for Good to the Sustainable Development Goals. That means that we actually created an ecosystem of people, companies, cities, and countries that all work together on common challenges and goals through our community platform. That's also a data exchange, a verified data exchange. And what we do and what we did in the last few months is build with the Dutch government, actually, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with the Ministry of Economical Affairs, and with the SDG alliances of the Netherlands. We built the mission control centers of SDG 7 and SDG 12 for the country, so on country level. And what we do with that SDG mission control centers is we create a platform for people, companies, and countries to communicate with each other and to claim their mission to do their part in achieving the goals. So except for that, all the data is collected through the Data for Good community behind it. It's free for people and also for companies to report on the SDGs and what they're contributing at one SDG or another. And we are also creating this now for other countries, because what makes it special is that we connect for every country, for every SDG, a scientist board. And in the case of SDG 7 in the Netherlands, we adapted the scientist board with over 155 scientists that are really experts on the topic SDG 7. So in this case, we're building not only on a country level, but also on continent level and worldwide level, an opportunity to really measure the goals in different layers of the ecosystem and also expand it internationally. So, well, Jose is our biggest ambassador, of course, in the US for measuring SDG 6 related topics like water treatment plants, the sustainability of that. Also, what IC Change does is groundbreaking and is really, well, it's really very impressive what they do and the knowledge that gets into that. So if you combine such systems and that data under one country-like or international continent-like mission control center, then it can get really big and you can really achieve something. So what we did yesterday, actually, because yesterday it was SDG Action Day worldwide, and in the Netherlands, we delivered over 200 letters to members of the parliament, to mayors, to ministers, to secretaries of states, to people that can make a change. And in that letter was a mission. And there was if they wanted to accept their mission for an SDG or a part of an SDG. So in that way, we attract every layer of society, because we also published an open letter to the people. And because we also have the support of the government behind it, it really works. So this is what we try to achieve in a lot of countries. And we're talking now with over 55 embassies worldwide to extend this project and to really make it work. And with our global sustainable enterprise system behind it, we can also serve the local and central governments by, do circular procurement or do sustainable procurement so that it all comes together within one loop. So that's shortly what we do, actually.
Wow. Good.
Great. And I think that actually ties in nicely to one of the questions that was asked by our group today. So Kelly, could you tell us a little bit about what some of the challenges are for measuring, developing the indicators, or thinking through the metrics for the SDGs, be it 6 or 7?
Yeah, actually, yesterday I was in a panel also with Ministry of Foreign Affairs and PricewaterhouseCoopers, and they created a report about measuring the SDGs. And the outcome of the report was actually there are a lot of tools that are doing self-assessment and non-verified data. And actually, the GSES was also in that report as one of the few that has verified data. But measuring the SDGs is another thing than measuring sustainability. Sustainability measuring is doable in the way of getting certain certificates or using tools, but measuring SDGs is really, you can do it in certain ways. You can do it organizational level, you can do it country level, you can do it continent level, you can do it all the ways. So what is important is to really, look at everything there already is to measure, and then adapt one standard that, for example, water treatment plants can adapt to, where, for example, organizations can adapt to. That is all one generic thing, and that everybody speaks the same language. And we, with the GSES, worked a lot with ISO, with the ISO organizations, so the NAN, the DIN, and so on. Also, not only in Europe, but also in Africa, for example, ENOC in Mozambique. And that standardization companies or organizations are really experts in setting standards, but not per se in sustainability standards. That's why we founded the National Sustainability Institute in the Netherlands to really take care of that sustainability standards. So, for example, we take care of the CSR, the Netherlands standard, the Blue Scan for the maritime sector. And if you look at that, they are measuring water in a certain way, but not as specific as you would like. So it's very important to really connect and to really, measure SDG 6 actually within all levels of the ecosystem that are contributing to achieving that goal. So that's, it.